So we are going to proceed with the last presentation, formal presentation of the day. Please, stay for the remainder of the day. We are going to have the RUMs, we will have the challenge results and the write-up from Fabien, who is somewhere in the crowd, I guess, and a few other things. And yes, the 10 years kind of talk. Right. So. This talk, I believe, is about product security, right? You are Rémi, and you are working at Viveris as a security engineer, I believe. And your talk is titled Integration of EBIOS-RM in a Secure Product Development Process. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. So today I would like to talk about cybersecurity risk analysis, secure product development process, and more specifically, how and why can we integrate the EBIOS method into a secure product development process. To better introduce the subject and our challenge, I would like to start with a little story. So once upon a time in Viveris, a customer contacted us and asked to secure their product lifecycle. They already have some process in place to develop the product, to deliver it, etc., but they want to improve it. And of course, we accepted the challenge. So let's see the initial secure development process. So first, there was a compliance approach. That means defining policies, procedures, documentation, etc. Then there was a scenario approach, above all threat modeling and penetration testing. And finally, there was a risk management plan with a lot of security measures, but in practice, it was very difficult to implement all of them. And we detected three main limits. So first, it was too technical. Activities provided too much result, above all threat modeling, and customers struggled to link all the results. Then there is no framework used, and it's very difficult to assess and prioritize all the results from different sources. And finally, management was not involved. And however, management must define business priorities, budget, etc., and finally validate the results. So we decided to include the EBIOS method, but maybe some of you, like our customer, wonder what it is. So EBIOS is a risk analysis method developed by EBIOS Club and ANSSI, and in simple terms is iterative, structured in 5 workshops, and for the approach, it's non-exhaustive, it's top-down and through scenarios and compliance. And for the advantages, unlike some traditional approach, EBIOS takes the ecosystem into account. It's adaptable and compliant with ISO standards. So maybe we can wonder if it's just too perfect or if it's too good to be true. Okay, you don't need to become an expert in EBIOS, but I will briefly explain the theory with this diagram provided by EBIOS guidance. So first, we started to define missions of the project of the object of the study and the cybersecurity level targeted. Then we wonder who might attack us and why. it's different if we are dealing with a government agency or a script kiddie. Then we analyze the ecosystem and all stakeholders and all organizations interacting with our object of the study. Then we move to an operational level and we wonder how an attacker can achieve their goals technically. And finally, we define a risk treatment plan with security measures to decrease the likelihood of previous scenarios. Okay, and now let's see how can we integrate this method in our life cycle. So, first, with the first 3 workshops, we already solved a part of the problem because we analyzed the business and ecosystem analysis. Then we have a framework, and it's easier to recover all results from different sources, and EBIOS give a method to assess the results and prioritize them. But we came across an important challenge because according to EBIOS method, we have to involve management in the analysis, and they have to participate to the workshops, especially during the first and the last. But when we ask to the management to participate to full day of cybersecurity workshops, some of them refused, and it's understandable because they did not have enough time. So we have to find a compromise to involve the management without taking too much of their time. For that, we introduced regular summaries. So first, we conduct the workshop with participants designated by management and all people needed, but without management, and these workshops last as long as needed. Then we send a written summary by mail to management and other participants so they can familiarize with the results and prepare some comments or some questions. And finally, we organize a short meeting, usually between 1 and 3 hours, to discuss key points, any disagreement, and finally, validate the results. So with this adaptation, the management is better involved during the entire risk analysis, and they can better understand the reasoning behind the results, and they are much more willing to allocate resources like budget to implement and support the technical security measures. Okay, so now we have a better process with a structure and a method to take ecosystem into account, to involve management, but now we have to put in place the EBIOS method. And we have another challenge, is to perform the analysis efficiently. For that, ANSSI recommends to use dedicated tools. These tools allow us to manage results, to generate reports, diagrams, and specific, above all, operational scenarios like this example given by ANSSI guidance. So don't care about details, but we can, it's an operational scenario which shows how an attacker can achieve their goal, and we have the 4 steps of usual attack: know, enter, find, exploit. And during workshop 4, we assess the likelihood of each elementary action. So with many tools available, the question is, which tool should we use? And for our use case, we have 2 choices. First, we have tools certified by ANSSI, like FANS, Agile Risk Manager, EBIOS. Okay, so these tools are very powerful. We can perform the analysis, generate report, operational scenario, and manage the results. But the big limitation is that they can be too expensive, above all for the little structure. So second option is use an open source software, and one example is the Thor project, and it was the only that we found. So Thor, we have inputs, it's Word template and images like logo, diagrams, and Word Excel files completed during the workshops. And in the output, we have a Word report. But there is a big limitation because we can't generate diagram. So we decided to complete Thor and create our own diagram generation tools. Here is a little demonstration of the results. So in this demonstration, I will create an operational scenario and then modify it. So first, we have to clone the Git repository, edit the grammar file. We have an executable, and we have to select Generate button. Then in the output folder, we have the diagram generated, and we can change it if we edit the grammar file. And when we save the grammar file, then we have to refresh the image, and we can see the change. Today, we will not focus on strategic scenario, but maybe some of you know what it is, and you can see here that with the same process, we can also create strategic scenarios. So how it works internally, we started from a template. We can change the logo, the colors, the design, and we have some variables shown in black boxes, and these variables will be automatically completed, like we can see in the results. So we have data recovered from Excel files. Excel files are completed during the workshops. So for example, the gravity, the source of risk. And then we have data recovered from grammar file, like the likelihood, and we can focus on each elementary action to see the likelihood of each elementary action and also the security measures which decrease the likelihood of each elementary action. So now we can evaluate our tools. So today, for the advantages, the automation make the diagram creation easier, better, faster, stronger, not, but safer, yes, because it reduces human errors. Then it's compatible with Thor because it's based on the same Excel files completed during workshops. And it's designated to be done in real time because it's easier to edit the grammar file like in the demonstration than construct the diagram in live with PowerPoint or Draw.io. But there are also limitations. So first, it's not generic. Sometimes it's hard-coded to work for Viveris needs. We have to manage better the errors and logs. And it's still a proof of concept. And to conclude, it's work in progress. So what is the end of our story? A few months later, customers sent us an email to provide feedback. So we can conclude with and say that EBIOS had a method to analyze the ecosystem and the management needs, and also to manage results from different sources. That means how assess them and prioritize them. But there are also requirements because adaptation with regular summaries to management makes their involvement more realistic. And tools like we developed make the workshops easier and faster to run. And by the way, it's work in progress, so feel free to contribute to our tool. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you.
Questions about
people
product
from
security.
Airbus? Is this tool is better than Fence or not? People from Airbus?
Hi, thanks for the talk. So I didn't really get what was so special about product development using EBIOS-RM rather than just securing an information system with EBIOS-RM. So I don't know if there's some specificity when you build when you want to secure the development of a product rather than just your.
Okay, you means what is the difference between just an information system and the product?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, we have some difference. For example, some requirements given by some guidance. And for example, we have threat modeling for special products. And also for the documentation, it's usually not the same that an information system. But with this process, we have to make this process just for product. But I think we can also modify the process and add adaptation like we done also for information system.
And so sorry, just follow-up question. Which kind of product was it? If you can share maybe some details or.
I
don't know. When you say product, is like a SaaS system or whatever. What do you mean? Is it an embedded product? Is it what kind of product was it? If you can share.
Oh yeah, it was an embedded system.
Okay, thanks.
Other questions?
I think no. Okay. So thank you once again. Now we're going to start the other session now. Moi je me repose.